You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
Springfield's newest school will be the first of its kind here in Missouri. Hello again to you. I'm David Oliver.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Kielman. District leaders broke ground today on the new Sherwood Elementary School. Lindsay Klein explains how this building will be much different. Lindsay.
David, Jen, the elementary school, which is going in on the southwest side of Springfield, will include a 5,500 square foot full service Boys and Girls Club. That organization already serves around 3,000 kids and expects to add another 500.
Getting them in our facility and partnering in this facility is going to be a great asset, and I think a model for the state of Missouri to probably replicate.
Springfield's fourth Boys and Girls Club location will be inside the new Sherwood Elementary School. Ground was broken for the unique project Wednesday.
We're going to have at least 40 different programs. That includes mentoring, mental health counseling, tutoring after school, sports, field trips.
It's been the Boys and Girls Club's goal to provide youth services on the southwest side of town.
We bus from 35 schools right now, so we physically have to take the buses and drive to the schools, pick the kids up. Here, there's going to be 450 kids. They could walk down the hall to become the Boys and Girls Club.
The partnership allows the Boys and Girls Club to build a smaller space, then share things like the gym, cafeteria, tech lab, and other designated areas with the school.
If we were to build it right now with all the space, the gymnasium, the cafeteria, $4 million, and then we'd have to pay all the utility costs to keep it up, and here we're going to pay about $2,000 a month for operations fees, and that includes everything.
I'm excited because this new school is going to be combined with the Boys and Girls Club.
My kids haven't ever been to Boys and Girls Club, but this might give them an opportunity to do that.
The new facility will provide one more place for students to learn and grow.
This partnership will serve kids for decades to come. Just excited to be a part of it.
The idea to do this came from the Boys and Girls Club of Toledo. Kids do not have to attend Sherwood to go to the Boys and Girls Club there. The project is funded by the April 2013 bond initiative, and the new school is expected to be completed in the fall of 2015.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Jamie Warner has your Ozarks first forecast now. And Jamie, it was another pretty day out there.
It was beautiful all day long. Now, this evening, we've seen some rain creeping by to our south and west. Not much, but still enough to make for wet conditions down in Fayetteville. Fayetteville just getting wrapped up with a few hours of light rainfall. Looks like we're back to cloudy skies there. We're also a little bit of light rain in the Rogers area. This is where the rain line has been so far this evening, and I think that will probably serve is about the line that we can expect for showers to maybe redevelop within later on tonight. Now, I think tomorrow will be a wetter day across more of the Ozarks than what we have found this evening, and that will have an impact on temperatures. Speaking of temperatures, very pleasant out there. It's not going to get as cool tonight as it's been the last few nights, but still very pleasant. 59, though, already in Rolla. Here in Springfield, 66. You can see areas like Monette at 65 degrees and 65 down to our south and the Harrison area. Your forecast for Thursday shaping up like this. Here in Springfield, mostly cloudy start. Risk for a few showers to the southwest of Springfield. And some of that shower activity, I think, is going to try to expand more to the north and east, up to at least about Highway 60. Areas north of Highway 60 will probably stay more on the dry side throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures will be impacted by clouds and wet weather. Looks like a high of about 71 or so here in Springfield. The record low high tomorrow, 70. There is some heat and humidity in the forecast. When that can be expected in your full forecast in a bit.
Jamie, thanks tonight. New at 10, the price of your next airline ticket may be on the rise. This time it's not the fuel expenses or the bag fees, but an increase in a security fee starting next week. And it could have a bigger impact on travelers who use smaller airports like we have here in the Ozarks. Our Matt Lapoli is here tonight to explain. Matt?
David, this fee hike is actually part of an act of Congress. It comes from the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2013. So while some of the money will go toward the TSA, most will be used to help pay down the federal deficit. A TSA statement says, quote, in accordance with federal law, the revenue generated from the security fee will be deposited in the general fund of the Treasury. The revenue is to be used to offset TSA costs for providing civil aviation security services after stipulated amounts are applied to reduction of the federal deficit. To do that, the September 11th security fee will be changed. The current fee is $2.50 for each connecting flight. It carries a $5 cap for a one-way trip or $10 for round trips. The new rate will be a flat fee of $5.60 or $11.20 for a round trip. But any layover of 4 hours or more could prove costly, since the next flight will count as a new trip, triggering a new fee. This can, of course, impact travelers who start their journey at smaller airports and then often experience long layovers at larger ones in order to reach their destination. We spoke with some travelers at Springfield Branson National Airport today about this fee increase. Here's what one had to say.
I would find it hard to believe that the fee would be applied to pay down the federal deficit. Obviously, any help with that we can get would be good, but I would oppose having higher fees for airline flights. They're already pretty steep.
An industry trade organization, Airlines for America, is against the increase. The group estimates travelers will pay $1 billion more per year in added taxes and fees. According to its website, Airlines for America says 21% of ticket fares go toward government fees and taxes already.
All right, Matt Lipoli, thank you. Arkansans will likely vote in November on whether to raise the state's minimum wage. More than 62,000 signatures were needed to add an amendment on the November ballot to increase the minimum wage. Today, an initial count was more than 64,000. Now the Secretary of State's office goes into the signature verification process.
Missourians who bought e-books a couple of years ago may be in line to get some cash back. Attorney General Chris Koster announced today 33 states, including Missouri, were part of a lawsuit settlement with Apple. Now, the court, with the court approval, it's going to pay out $400 million. Missouri's share would be about $6.4 million. Apple was accused of conspiring with 5 publishers to increase prices of e-books from 2010 to 2012. Koster says customers should receive about double the amount they overpaid.
A Missouri inmate was executed tonight after a request of stay was rejected by the Supreme Court. John Middleton was sentenced to death for murders in 1995. He was scheduled to be executed at midnight last night, but it was delayed due to a request for a stay in regard to Middleton's sanity. A Springfield man is charged with murder for the stabbing death of his girlfriend. Police arrested Lorenzo Roy last night in downtown Springfield. Investigators believe Roy killed Jessica Connor in April inside a home in North Sherman Avenue. Shortly after Connor's death, her mother told KOLR 10 News Connor was pregnant. An autopsy, however, showed she was not. According to the probable cause statement, the afternoon before Connor's death, she told her mom that she and Roy had been fighting. Nearly a week later than expected, the Greene County Jail now houses Nicholas Gamblin. Police caught the escaped inmate earlier this morning. Officers made the arrest on West State Street after spotting a motorcycle rider that had evaded police earlier in the night. Gamblin escaped custody last Thursday when Stratford police were taking him and 2 other prisoners from Stratford Municipal Court to the Greene County Jail. Springfield police say Gamblin got rid of his handcuffs and was in possession of a controlled substance. Gamblin faces a new felony count for escaping. He already had 4 active warrants, including first-degree tampering, first-degree assault, first-degree robbery, and resisting arrest. A Missouri truck driver may face charges now for dog dumping in Wisconsin. Last week, a truck stop employee found the puppy in a black plastic bag out behind a dumpster. The Oshkosh Area Humane Society is now caring for the puppy. They've named her Hazel. She has a broken pelvis and is not able to use her back legs. Now, the truck stop owner took screen grabs from surveillance video and posted them to Facebook in hopes of identifying the driver. Someone recognized him, and Oshkosh police say they're waiting now for charges from the prosecutor. Gunfire and flames from a house fire today. Willard firefighters were not sure what to expect when they responded out to this call on Farm Road 105. It turns out ammunition inside the home was exploding. No one was at the house at the time. It's a place where old-fashioned food and fond memories are still alive in Northwest Springfield. We'll take you inside the city's second oldest drive-in next in Oliver's Ozarks. Also, you can join the conversation on the KOLR 10 Facebook page. Search for KOLR 10 and then like our page. Leave your comments. We'll be right back.
You're watching KOLR 10 News with David Oliver, Jennifer Kilman, weather with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner, and sports with Dan Lucy. This is KOLR 10 News at 10. social on twitter.com/KOLR10 KOZL. Be our friend on Facebook. Stay connected on OzarksFirst.com. And Color 10 News at 10.
Tonight, new at 10. When's the last time you ate a good old greasy cheeseburger? Well, years ago, that was certainly a popular palate pleaser at drive-in restaurants across the country. And you know, you don't really see too many of these kind of mom and pop places anymore unless you stop along West Division in Springfield. See for yourself in this Oliver's Ozarks report.
A drive through Northwest Springfield might remind you of days gone by at Louie's Drive-In.
It was shut down on and off for several years, went through several different owners.
Lisa Evans reopened the place 5 years ago, but its history dates back to 1949. It's the second oldest drive-in in Springfield. It's been Bill's Dairy Barn, Tappan's Drive-In, and Vaughn's, as many longtime locals will recall. 98-year-old Vaughn Booth even still stops by and remembers his years of frying burgers back in the kitchen.
We sold 8 for $1.
8 for $1?
8 for $1. Yeah, we sure did.
Well, you can't get that anymore, can you?
No, you can't even buy one for $1.
Prices may be a bit higher now, but Lisa Evans says the food tastes the same as it did when Vaughn was behind the counter.
When I bought it, I wanted to bring all his original food back. And his original recipes he passed down to me. And just wanted to bring something back to the community.
And customers are glad it's back.
The first day we opened, it was a line all the way out to Division. I still get a lot of people that come in and thank us every day for reopening. And they really enjoy it that I brought Vaughn's original menu back.
That menu includes old-fashioned hand-pressed burgers, chili dogs, and hand-cut fries. It's also not uncommon to see old-fashioned cars and hot rods in the driveway out front.
We've had people from England come in. We had some guys from Australia.
Evans says neighbors have really embraced the old eatery, and when recalling his own memories of this drive-in, Vaughn Booth says what makes it great now is also what made it great way back when.
The people, mostly, we had some great people out in this part of town.
Well, this was a local landmark, and it was just a thriving little place, and it was always good, and it was always cheap.
By the way, Louis also has a cruise-in with old cars on the third Saturday of every month, and they also give a portion of the proceeds from those events to a local charity. And in case you're curious about the name there, Lisa Evans, who you saw in the story, she's from St. Louis. Her nickname is Louie, so it's now Louie's Drive-In.
Oh, that's neat. And please tell me you had lunch there, because that cheeseburger looked delicious.
We had some sampling. It was very good.
Oh, it looked delicious.
You bet.
All right, David, thanks. Jamie Warner is back with another check of the forecast. It'd be great to grill outside maybe the next couple days.
Well, the only thing we have to worry about tomorrow is dodging the raindrops. Now, the last couple of mornings we've had record lows. Tomorrow we could be looking at record low highs, at least for parts of the Ozarks. Why and when summer will return in your full forecast coming up.
Lake levels on Color 10 News are sponsored by the Port of Kimberly Marina and Resort.
Here are your current Ozarks lake levels. And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, well, it's been a nice evening in most of the area. Most of the area has been dry. We've seen partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are pleasant. There's been a little wet weather sneaking by to our south. This was part of a broader area of rain that had developed across Kansas and then pushed across Oklahoma. Dry air in place across the Ozarks has won round number 1, but there are going to be other waves of showers which will move into the area later tonight and especially Thursday into Thursday night. All complements of an upper level system that's anchored back across Wyoming. But ahead of that upper level system, we've got little pockets of energy across Kansas and Oklahoma. That area of clouds and rain interacting with the cool, dry air mass that's in place across the eastern U.S. really beating down temperatures in those areas where it's been rather cloudy and wet throughout the day today. In fact, here's a look at highs today. 64 in western Kansas, 68 in western Nebraska. How about that for the middle of July? Again, unusually cool readings in an area where you would expect to find highs at least in the 90s, if not up around 100 degrees. Of course, here in the Ozarks, it was another fine afternoon as well. We were a few degrees warmer than yesterday, topping out at 77 here in Springfield, but that may be a little bit of a hiccup because we have that system to our west moving into the area tonight, and it will be in the area tomorrow. And I think what we saw in western Kansas and Nebraska could be a sign of what we may find, at least in parts of the Ozarks, tomorrow. Let's take you hour by hour through the forecast. Again, right now, generally partly cloudy skies, with the exception of southwesternmost Missouri and in northwest Arkansas, where clouds are thicker. That is going to be an area south of Joplin to a Harrison line where we could find a few spotty showers overnight tonight through sunrise on Thursday. So Eureka Springs, maybe up to Cassville, into the Neosho area, could see some light shower activity. Not a big deal. Northeast of there, it will be dry, and I think further northeast, skies are going to stay kind of clear, and that's going to allow temperatures in areas like Rolla to drop lower than in areas down toward Fayetteville. Now, tomorrow we will see an area of light rain, I think, expand east across northwest Arkansas and into southwest and south central areas of Missouri. It looks like along and south of Highway 60 is where we're going to have the greatest concentration of rain. North of Highway 60, the rain is going to be a lot more spotty, and a lot of spots aren't going to get any wet weather. In fact, up toward Highway 54, most locations will be dry. We'll see a little bit of sun, and that's where temperatures are going to be warmest. While areas to the south, especially northwest Arkansas, we're going to have that persistent rain throughout the day. That's where temperatures are going to be rather cool. In fact, upper 60s possible for at least parts of northwest Arkansas. That area of rain will continue to shift east across southernmost Missouri and northern Arkansas overnight Thursday night. And with that upper level energy still lingering in the area on Friday, there's still going to be a shot at a few showers, but it should come to an end from west to east during the day on Friday. And we'll begin to see temperatures warming back up with highs back in the 70s, and then we'll be back in the 80s this upcoming weekend. Overnight tonight, 58 for a low in Springfield. Notice, so cooler to the northeast and a bit warmer to the southwest. Tomorrow we'll see highs ranging from the mid to upper 70s north to upper 60s to around 70 south. In fact, I think Harrison will likely set a record low high tomorrow at only 70 degrees. The record low high for tomorrow's date is 73. Here in Springfield, if we don't make it above 70, and that's a possibility, I think we'll probably make it into the low 70s, but say we don't make it above 70, that will tie the record low high for tomorrow's date. Now, this cool pattern does show signs of fading away. As this trough lifts out of the eastern U.S. and a ridge builds in across the midsection of the country, that will bring with it heat, and we will find that moving in late this weekend and especially early next week. So this weekend will be sort of a transition period, partly cloudy Saturday and Sunday, slight chance for a shower on Saturday with a high around 80, 85 on Sunday, and then back up around 90 for highs next week.
But it's been an enjoyable week.
It has been absolutely wonderful, and there's some summers where we don't get this at all, so I'm thankful that we've had it.
Me too.
We are. I'm in the Viewers Club.
All right, let's see our Viewers Club number. There it is, 154-365, tonight's number, and our jackpot up to $400.
All right, Jamie, thanks.
That was very, very difficult for me to do that. I can't tell you what it was like. I had to do what was the right thing to do, and I did.
Mizzou's Gary Pinkel talks DGB at SEC Media Days and an AAU hoops team that's winning for its coach. Next in sports.
Here's a look at stock quotes of local interest. KOLR 10 News will continue in a moment. KOLR 10 News on the Z is sponsored by WGU Missouri. And now KOLR 10 Sports, winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award for sports reporting. Here's Dan Lucy.
A growing number of high school hoops players sharpen their skills playing summer AAU basketball. KOLR 10's Megan Rice introduces us to a group of gym rats and their coach, who has put a new spin on the Rat Pack.
There are a lot of different factors that need to come together in order to have a successful AAU team. The first
is to have a good leader.
I've tried to stay with just local players so that they excel, they get to be seen, and the whole emphasis is to get them into college playing basketball.
Coach Pierce actually didn't know much about AAU when he started. He was a football and baseball player growing up, but it was 20 years ago that his son got him into coaching AAU basketball.
Got to admit, when I first started, I questioned myself over and over if we lost a basketball game, but not anymore. I step into the gym and I know I deserve to be on that floor as much as any other coach.
Some AAU coaches have 14-man rosters and charge up to $2,000 per player. Not Mike Pierce. He's not in it for the money.
He's not here just to get money. That's how we know that. Like, he's here for us and like for our benefits instead of his.
He just does it because he loves it, and we've been with him for so long that he feels like he doesn't need to do such a thing. I think it just says a lot really about who he is.
I do it to put kids in college, and I have done that, and hopefully we'll do that again this year.
Mike has been coaching some of these players since they were in 3rd grade, making them that much closer of a team.
Because we've all known each other for a long time, so we know how each other plays.
And they're good too. Just this May, the Gym Rats beat the nationally ranked St. Louis Eagles to claim the St. Louis Summer Showcase.
We've had some fun and a lot of success.
The Gym Rats will play in 3 straight July tournaments in Branson, St. Louis, and Kansas City. And then their AAU careers are over.
This is our last month to ever play summer basketball together. It's pretty surreal. We've been playing for so long that we're going to try and make the best of it and have fun with it this past month.
I could not be prouder of any basketball team that I've ever coached. There's just a lot of emotion there with some of these players. They're not just my players, they're my boys, and they know it.
In Republic, Megan Rice, KOLR 10 Sports.
The SEC football media days continue down in Alabama. Today, day 3 featuring Gary Pinkel, the Mizzou Tigers invading the Winfrey Hotel in Hoover. Mizzou's coming off an impressive 12-2 campaign of a year ago that saw them get to the SEC championship game and beat Oklahoma State in the Cotton Bowl. This year's team will have a new look with new faces on defense and at quarterback. One topic, though, that quickly came up was the dismissal of receiver Dorial Green-Beckham. Pinkel talked about his decision to cut DGB for the first time.
I just want things to work out well for Dorial. Bob Stoops called me about 2 months ago, and we talked about him. And he's got a second chance now, and that's real important to me because that was very, very difficult for me to do that. I had to do what was the right thing to do, and I did.
Yeah, it's going to be different when you come in with a guy like that. When you're really good friends, and he's going to do great down there. I know he will, but right now we're worried about Missouri.
The SEC has made Arkansas and Missouri rivalry partners. The two will meet as conference rivals on the football field for the first time this November, so it makes sense that Brett Bielema and the Razorbacks were also featured on SEC Media Day today. That game with Mizzou will be the Friday after Thanksgiving, replacing LSU's traditional spot on the Razorbacks schedule. Hogs were 3-9 last season, but 0 for the SEC, and that's something that Bielema vows to change with a run-first offense and smart game planning.
I think the first thing that I have to take our players understand, and our coaches, every game is won or lost, but a lot of times teams lose the game before you win it. As a coach, you have to be mindful of what did you do to prevent it, and if you're not giving the right answers, we got a problem. So I think as coaches, we need to take a practical look at what we were asking our kids to do. If we can't do it, don't call it.
Arkansas beat Springfield tonight 4-3, so they sweep the 4 games down in Little Rock. Springfield back here tomorrow.
Very good, Dan. Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. KOLR 10 News will continue in a moment.
Probably want to shut your windows tonight just for a little bit.
Well, it looks like we got a little rain coming in, at least for parts of the area. Way down south, really. South of the Joplin to Harrison lines where we could see those showers overnight tonight. But tomorrow, that area of rain is going to expand further north and east. And I think folks along and south of Highway 60, we're going to be dealing with wet roadways, and we're going to be dealing with cool temperatures. Highs in northwest Arkansas they're likely going to be in the upper 60s while areas to the north needs to be warmer. But upper 60s for the 17th of July.
It's pretty unheard of.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty crazy. It looks like we could see some record low highs down there.
Wow.
Okay, got a final thought?
Springfield Lasers lost at Philadelphia tonight 20-18. They're here tomorrow night against San Diego. So Philadelphia to here.
They're here, and the Cardinals too. Right. We'll see if the rain holds out. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a great night.